Alright, in this video we're going to make what's called a fly stitch, which is a really cool stitch that you actually can turn into a leaf over here. So what we're going to do is we are going to go up through our, over here is our practice pieces before we actually put it into a leaf. So we're going to go up our spot 1 and go back down on spot 2, but you are not going to pull it all the way flat here. Here. So keep a little bit of a loop up here. If you need to use your fingers, you can. But what we're going to do is I'm going to have you come back up through spot 3, and we're going to catch this loop over here and then pull it back down. So we're going to go back down through spot 4 here. So it kind of makes like a V here, and go back down through spot 4. So it's kind of like a mix of a straight stitch and also kind of like a chain stitch in a way when it comes to grabbing that loop, okay? So we're gonna try another one down here. So we're gonna go up through 1, down through 2, but don't pull it tight. Keep a loop. You can make it a little smaller. You don't have to make it one as big as what I had. So something like this, keep a little loop there. Come back up on 3, and you're going to catch that loop there, so that you can be able to pull it down. It makes a V shape, and then go back down through 4 to secure that in the spot there. Okay, but what you can do is you can use a variety of these fly stitches, some big, some small, and make them into a really cool looking leaf. All right, now we're going to do this leaf over here on the side, and this is made up with about 5 of our fly stitches here. So if you look closely, you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of those V stitches, and they go from, the fly stitches. They go from being small and they gradually get bigger, which of course gives you that leaf kind of look. So this is a kind of a blend between our straight stitches and our fly stitches to make that into a leaf pattern. So I went ahead and I already have my back part taped here, and I came up through my spot 1, okay? And we're going to be kind of doing our straight stitches down here in the center part of the leaf, and then obviously our fly stitches will make the sides of the leaves there. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back through the second hole in the middle part of the stem here. This is your spot 2. And in fact, I'll turn it sideways so maybe this will be easier for you guys to see. Go ahead and pull that tight. Okay, now we're going to come up through 3, down on 4. But you are not going to pull it tight. Okay, so keep that loop there. And I'm going to come back up on that spot 2, the one I had already used, right here with my needle, and I'm going to catch this loop, kind of make my needle go through that loop there, and now you can kind of pull it tight. And that's what's going to give you that first stitch here. Okay, that first V, if you guys can see that. I'm going to go ahead and jump down to the next center spot here in my leaf. This is my my dot 6 here. Okay, so I have this part sewn. I'm going to come up through 7, down through 8, come back up through this step, this little hole 6 here, and catch that loop again for our fly stitch. When you go back through 8 there, make sure that you do not pull it tight. Come back up that center hole and make sure your needle is going through that center of that loop. Pull it tight, and there's your next fly stitch. Make this a little V. Go down the next center part, and we're just going to keep this pattern going until we have all of our 5 fly stitches here, and obviously we're getting bigger and bigger as we go. Okay, now as we're finishing our last little fly stitch here, make sure you leave that loose like we've been doing. Come back up through that hole 21 here, make that fly stitch, that V. And to finish it off, we're just going to go back through spot 22 here. Makes a little stem. And we're going to trim it and get that tape there so it doesn't come off, and you now have a leaf. And like I said, you have 5 of your fly stitches getting bigger and bigger there, and it makes that leaf pattern.